Ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of a video because I haven't put out one in pretty much about 2 weeks, really. So my dad passed, and that has affected me in a way that I didn't expect. Okay, I'm fine and everything, but I guess it would be unrealistic if I didn't say I think it put me into a little bit of a depression, just a little bit. Basically, I'm just a lazy bum. I can't bring myself to do much of anything. But I definitely had a good week last week. I got a lot of stuff done, and I'm starting to see the YouTube thing a little bit differently now. And it's been nice to step back for a minute. Okay, but if you're an astute follower of the channel, you'll notice that I changed the name to Woodsman Pro. And if you're an astute follower of the channel, you'll know what a joke that is. But things are changing and pretty rapidly. And I've had a lot of people over the past year or so really, they seem dumbfounded by why I don't offer t-shirts. And I understand that completely. I should be offering t-shirts, but I always kind of knew that I would have to change my name, right? Nobody wants to buy a t-shirt that says Novice Lumberjack on it. I mean, that just ain't going to work, right? So, and I thought about, Bodie's chainsaws, Bodie's power saws, those are the stickers that I actually make up to put on the saws that I port. BPS, Bodie's power saws. I thought about going to BPS, but I was like, I don't know. So my thoughts are, with the channel name change, are that no one will buy accessories, merchandise of any sort that says Novice Lumberjack. It's just not cool. And I also think that that's probably one of the many reasons why people may not subscribe. Novice Lumberjack, they don't want to be subscribed to the novice. They want to be subscribed to a pro. And so we went with Woodsman Pro. I already do the Woodsman Whack-Off, and I will probably forevermore do Woodsman Whack-Offs. They may change and do it differently and everything, but I don't see that going away. And if I ever do, what I hope is at some point I'll get big enough to where I can have a line of accessories, in which case that will be called Woodsman accessories. Woodsman Pro, Woodsman Basics. Woodsman will be in there. I like that. And if I had a big shirt that said Woodsman across the front of it in cool font or something, then that would be cool, and people would be more likely to purchase it. If it just said Novice Lumberjack, everybody would be like, it's like Nike running shoes, half-ass runner, you know what I mean? Fourth place, Yeah. So anyways, I've got some saws that are backed up that I have agreed to port for people. This right here is Aaron's 7310, right? It's a really clean saw, very minimal use. I've already done the machine work on this. We cut the base on it and dropped down, and I believe it's right at 21 thousandths or maybe 19 thousandths. I've got it written down in my book on the squish. So I already cut the base on that, and I already cut the base on this one. And I was planning, this is a 4910. This will be another Thunder Kitten build for Troy. And I also have Forrest where's his box? I don't see it around here. I am porting a cylinder, just the cylinder, not the saw, for Forrest, and sending it out to him. And so he reached out to me yesterday, I think, and I just sent him an email or a message this morning saying I'm going to finish these two up today, and then I will start on yours tomorrow. Well, as things happen in the soap opera that we live in, something came up. Like I had already been talking a little bit with Doug, Indiana Doug. Yes, I am a friend of Indiana Doug. Fraud of Indiana Doug? I don't know. That's a little inside joke. If you're not inside, you won't get what's going on. But if you are inside, you will know. And yeah, I am friend of Doug. Fraud of Doug. I don't know. Anyways, but we had talked almost a year ago, I guess, about doing the Paul Bunyan show again this year and renting our own booth and stuff. And anyways, it's back and forth of whether or not we're gonna do this. I don't know. I really didn't have fun there last year, but I look back on it and I was like, man, it was a really great opportunity to meet people. The show, I didn't get a whole lot out of it. It was cool to go there though and meet people. And so I thought, you know what? Let me call. And so I told him that I would be calling first thing today. And so I did call. And what I was told was like, whoa. And they only had one booth left. And so I contacted him real quick. Are we going to do this? And so I can't give you any of the details and stuff yet because it's not 100% certain whether or not I even have the booth. Even though I've done my part, all right? But it does look like we're going to do Paul Bunyan, and it costs a lot of money. And so there's multiple different things, multiple pots in this fire, and I'll share more with you. But one thing that I understood immediately was I've got to go ahead and do the name change because I want to start offering shirts for sale. And I also want to bring shirts to these events, like I'll be going to Sawfest and stuff, and so that they can help fund these events. These events cost money, and my YouTube channel ain't making shit. I mean, not right now. It's done okay in the past and stuff, but I am still not one of these big names that gets 10,000 views every time I drop a video. It doesn't happen. So I'm still plugging away on that, and I've got to figure out some stuff. If we do rent a booth, I will definitely be bringing some chainsaws to sell just to help lessen the hit, and make some money, because this is going to be a really expensive October for Bodie. And so I'll definitely be bringing some saws to sell. I'll have some t-shirts to sell, and we'll just see how it goes. And, you don't have to do anything but stand there, really, but what I look at doing, what I hope for is that that I will be able to structure something like every hour, or maybe every 2 hours, or 4 times a day, or something like that. We structure it so that myself, I'm sure Doug, or all these different people possibly giving a short how-to or speech or little class talking about something. But one thing that is really for certain, what I have learned with all the events that I go to, is I do dig meeting people. I don't like being monopolized by one person, but so far that's not really an issue at all. I just mentioned that. But like a lot of people, getting to meet them and see who it is Like I just had an email conversation with the guy that I call Doc. His name is Darren Ritter. He posts comments on my channel and stuff. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. You have seen me. I have came to your living room, to your toilets, to your bedroom, to your dining table, to your garage, everywhere. You've seen me and watched me for hundreds of hours, possibly. Okay? And so to you, I'm your buddy, or at least I hope, I hope, you know, but to me, I don't know who you are. Best case scenario, you leave comments and I know a name. That's it. I don't know what you look like. I don't know if you're a bot from China. There's one guy. Anyways. But so it is cool to put a face with a screen name, and what I find too, I've got a particular brand of humor, and a lot of people don't take to it online, but then they meet me in person and go, "Oh, I get it." Well, like Timber Slasher, it was. I don't remember it exactly, but I think we kind of butted heads in the comments a little bit, and you're like, I don't like that guy, and I definitely probably was like, I don't like that guy either. I don't know. Point is we meet in person, it's a whole different ball game. All the stuff that you type in the comments, and one person is thinking it's a good joke that's really going to hit hard, it doesn't. And then it offends somebody else and things like that. Well, in person, that all goes away because you're saying it with a smile and stuff, But anyways, because of the Paul Bunyan fiasco, that got me backtracked another day. But the cool news is, so I've only got 3 guys that are actually waiting on me to port their saws. And so 2 of them right here, I've already got all the machine work done. So all I've got to do is lay them out, port them, put them back together, run them, and we're good to go. And then with Forrest's, I'm looking at it a little bit differently. So let's grab it. So he sent me a 590 Echo 590 cylinder right here, and he said it cleaned up really, really good. By golly, did it, man. That is it's like brand new. It really cleaned up nice. So this had some scoring around the intake, and yeah, he had some scoring. I think he said he had some scoring around the exhaust. That's what it was. Forrest, if you're watching this, buddy. Yeah, you had said, I believe, and I could be wrong, but you had said that it had some light scoring around the exhaust, and you kept blaming that on the poor intake setup. No, not going to happen. So these Echo 590s do have poor intake setups. It's the filter, intake filter, right? Whenever you have that going on, what you will see is scoring on the piston on the intake side, right? And you will also see it on right here, just below the intake. And you didn't have that. What you had was scoring on the exhaust side, right? Right above, probably, yeah, I can see it a little bit, above the exhaust. What that is caused by is not dirt coming through. That's caused by heat. And remember I told you, I was like, oh, it happens all the time with these Home Depot Echoes. What happens is there's no modification whatsoever. And so these things have really clogged up exhausts. And so the homeowner gets it at Home Depot and runs it, and he's like, yes, this thing runs good. And then all of a sudden it's not cutting because they run it in the dirt. They dull their chain. And so they sit there and they're pulling on it, and they're like pushing and pushing and pushing, and they overheat the saw, and you get a light, you burn up the engine is what it is, but it's it's a pretty light burn up the engine. And typically you can fix it just like you did. Just a new piston would have been fine, and sharpen the damn chain. It happens all the time with these Echo 590s, and they kind of get a bad rap because people are like, it's a brand new saw and I just burnt it up. Well, you burnt it up because you don't know what you're doing, not because the saw was bad. See what I'm saying? And now I think that's what happened with your 590. So what I have here, this is an old 590 case that I have that, it was, I can't remember, I think a tree fell on it or something, or maybe it got burnt up. But I'm going to use this to get all the machining and port work done on your cylinder. And while I do your cylinder, I'm going to do at least 2 more, I think 3 more. And I will be selling pre-ported cylinders to somebody who wants to buy them. So if you're interested in buying a pre-ported Echo 590 cylinder, send me an email, bodiechainsaws@gmail.com. If you can't remember that, it's in the description about this channel. So anyways, yeah, that's what's going on. And one more thing happened that just put me behind the 8 ball again. And I'm like, But mainly, I just wanted to make this video just to let you guys know everything's fine, kosher, and good. And, but hey, when a parent passes, I mean, that's going to put anybody in a bit of a shit storm. So, and I'm coming through the shit storm. I can see things on the outside, but it is taking time. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me. But, I mean, it's Monday. And I've already got these 2 cylinders machined. And this one is ready to go. Get started working on there. There's seems to be no chance that I won't be finished by the end of this week. So, but it is hot. I literally just came down here to the garage in order to film this video, and I'm sweating and my garage is underground, partially. So it typically stays pretty cool, but I'm looking at the thermometer now. It's like 85 degrees in here. So, Brian Monahan, that's our weather guy. He told us that today could be the hottest day of the year. It's all downhill from here, boys and girls. It's going to start cooling down. People are going to be more into chainsaw videos because it's going to be cooler weather. They're going to be cutting firewood to heat with. And, yeah. I'm looking forward to this last half of 2023. Because the first half, I gotta say, it hasn't been very good. The debacle with Iron Horse, I hated doing that. I mean, I still hate it. The debacle with somebody else, hopefully we have nothing but blue skies and rainbows from here on out, and we can have some fun and just focus on that. But anyways, this has been your update. No longer am I the novice lumberjack. I'm the woodsman pro. That's a stretch.